Talk about a soaker for San Diego. Wet roads, high surf, and flooding dangers. We'll take a closer look at the fallout from the winter storms.
So the text reads, he put on the necklace for the incense burning.
Fit for a king, a special piece of bling, sharing the stories of ancient Mayan royalty at UC San Diego.
They just help perpetuate a sense of continuity or consistency that helps, the community at large survive.
Hitting all the right notes, the brick and mortar spot that bridged the gap between jazz and major institutions in San Diego. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. It was a wet 1-2 punch for San Diego after 2 winter storms barrel through. Take a look at downtown San Diego earlier today. Cars dealing with wet roads by J Street and 11th Ave. Heavy rains caused flooding and traffic hassles all over the county, and the rain makes life even tougher for hundreds of San Diego's homeless. KPBS reporter Susan Murphy says the downtown Central Library is working to make things a little easier.
On rainy days like this one, the city offers additional nighttime shelters, but there are few places for the homeless to go during the day. That's why many end up here at the Downtown Central Library. When the library doors opened at 9:30 this morning, more than 100 people were waiting in line. While some may have been lined up to check out a good book or do research on the computer, many were waiting for a reprieve from the rain. Vern Stearns was one of them. He's been homeless for 25 years and slept outside last night in his wheelchair.
I come here every day. As soon as it opens up, I'm probably one of the first to get in the door.
Monica Paredes was also in line. She's been homeless for more than a year. She says it's been a harsh and wet winter. She comes to the library every day to relax and use the computers.
And then I look for a job and I stay here to not get wet outside.
The library is one of the only places in downtown where the homeless can go during the day to stay warm and dry. It's also one of the few places that offers public restrooms. Library Director Misty Jones says a growing number of homeless people are coming to the library.
We see a lot of families, we see a lot of teens, and again, that's why we're trying to, we knew when we moved into this building that we needed to step up our game and really be prepared.
Jones says one way they're preparing is by training library workers on how to work with patrons who have mental health challenges and how to recognize when someone needs help.
We're training all of our staff starting tomorrow on mental health first aid, so that all of our staff will have mental health first aid training, and that is going to be able to provide us with the resources to then in turn help.
Jones says as many as 3,500 patrons use the Central Library every day. She says their strict code of conduct and tight security keeps it safe and welcoming for everyone.
We pride ourselves on being always inclusive, so regardless of anyone's circumstance, they're welcome to come in here.
Susan Murphy, KPBS News.
Imperial Beach officials say they're smelling sewage again today. The stench is probably linked to the weather, not the massive sewage spill that flowed into the ocean for more than 2 weeks. KPBS reporter Eric Anderson has the story.
Federal officials say more than 143 million gallons of treated sewage flowed through the Tijuana River Valley. The effluent ran unchecked across the border and into the ocean for 17 days. The spill was finally stopped last Friday. Imperial Beach Mayor Serge Dedina says the stench was overwhelming at times. The response on both sides of the border was not.
On February 15th, I sent an email to the International Boundary and Water Commission saying, hey, we have a problem here, not just in Imperial Beach, but in Coronado, and then especially in South San Diego near the Tijuana River. And that was copied to the Mexican government, the Consul of Mexico in San Diego.
Dedina says the federal agency in charge of cross-border pollution finally released a document admitting there was more to the situation than just a bad smell. He's disappointed because he says there are procedures for dealing with this kind of situation. Dedina says those procedures were ignored.
We depend on federal authorities to notify us if there is. And what we're concerned about is, in many cases, it's me or somebody from a nonprofit, an environmental group, that actually finds out about sewage spills and then notifies government authorities. That shouldn't be happening. That happened last summer.
Dedina says the length and size of the spill is unprecedented in recent memory. He says sewage overflows do happen when it rains, but this was a major spill that lasted for more than 2 weeks. Dedina worries the spill ran unchecked because there was no threat of punishment. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
Heavy rains hit North County. We saw a surf along the Strand in Oceanside with water spilling into the street. Students and faculty packed their umbrellas at Cal State San Marcos as well. Another wet picture from La Jolla, rain and wind hitting the UC San Diego campus. Julia Wyden, takes a look at how much rain we saw with this storm system.
And checking in on our weather alerts, we do have a flash flood watch in effect across the region for tonight. This will last until 10 p.m. A reminder for you, if you're going to be out driving and you encounter any flooded roadway, I want you to turn around, find a different route. You never want to drive through any flooded roads. That could become a dangerous situation very quickly, and we want to make sure that you stay safe. Here are the temperatures for tonight in San Diego County. Temperatures will be dropping down to the low 40s in Ramona, 54 degrees though in San Diego, so a little bit milder there, although our temperatures overall have been running cooler than average. That's going to be changing. Now we will have dry air pushing in for Tuesday. Cooler conditions over the deserts. We'll have wet weather that is from our area today, pushing its way into Arizona and into western New Mexico, again leaving our region. Futurecast shows that by the time we get towards around midnight, those showers will have ended and that flash flooding threat will have reduced dramatically, leading to much drier conditions as we go into Tuesday, and it will stay that way for the remainder of the week. Let's talk about what we have in store along the coast. Your 5-day forecast calls for warming conditions. Tuesday will be cool in the low 60s, mid 70s by Thursday, close to 80 on Friday, and again, much drier weather in store. Inland, mid 60s Tuesday, up to 85 degrees by Friday. Should be absolutely gorgeous now that these showers are in the process of ending. In the mountain region, we have temperatures in the upper 40s, so feeling quite a bit cooler in this area. For Tuesday, we will have clouds giving way to sun. A bit breezy on Wednesday, high temp at 56 degrees, making it into the low 70s by Friday. And finally, taking you to the desert areas, temperatures are going to be in the low 70s on Tuesday, into the low 80s on Thursday, 82 degrees on Friday with a good deal of sunshine. For KPBS News, I'm meteorologist Julia Wyden.
The White House released a preliminary budget today. The director of the Office of Management and Budget says it's, quote, true America First budget, and it will show the president is keeping his campaign promises.
It reduces money that we give to other nations. It reduces duplicative programs, and it eliminates programs that simply don't work. The bottom line is this: the president's going to protect the country and do so in exactly the same way that every American family's had to do over the last couple of years, and that's prioritize spending.
The military is one area where the White House has plans to increase spending. Mulvaney says the budget will increase defense spending by $54 billion. That's about a 10% increase. The full budget will be ready in May. U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis outlined his plan today for defeating ISIS. Mattis presented the plan this morning to the White House. President Trump is expected to address some of the details in his address to Congress tomorrow. And KPBS will bring you that address live here starting at 6 p.m. That coverage will continue through 6:30. So our 6:30 rebroadcast of Evening Edition will not be airing tomorrow night. The Center for U.S.-Mexican Studies at UC San Diego is just wrapping up a day-long conversation on the future of the North American Free Trade Agreement. It comes as the agreement is under fire from the Trump administration. KPBS reporter Steve Walsh is at the conference.
Well, that's right, Eb.
And he joins us now. Steve?
Well, that's right, Ebony. In fact, the conference is just about to wrap up now. We've got representatives from Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. They're all trying to figure out what's going to happen next to this agreement that was first drafted and adopted 22 years ago. To talk about it, we have Gordon Hanson. He's the acting dean of the School of Global Policy and Strategy at UC San Diego. So Dean, I sense there's a lot of anxiety here today. Are you picking up on that?
There's a great deal of concern. You know, beginning during the U.S. presidential election, all of a sudden NAFTA has become everyone's favorite whipping boy when it comes to the consequences of globalization. NAFTA is a fundamental part of what's made the San Diego economy work, the California economy work, the way in which the U.S.-Mexico partnership has developed, and a lot of people here are concerned about what comes next.
So what's the fear? What could happen?
So the U.S. could pull out of NAFTA, lock, stock, and barrel. We would fall back on pre-existing trade agreements. That would matter less in some industries like electronics. It would matter hugely in things like agriculture or trucking. Or the U.S. could start an all-out trade war with Mexico.
And the trade war, that's the biggest concern, that we could just start seeing tariffs going up all around the world, or at least between the U.S. and Mexico.
Right, that the Trump administration would enact something like a 35% across-the-board tariff on imports from Mexico. That would invite retaliation, and who knows where things go after that.
All right, so speaking of that, in reaction to the Trump administration, we're starting to see some tough rhetoric coming from Mexico, including the keynote speaker for this conference. The Trump administration wants to make drastic changes to NAFTA. Congress is also looking at a 20% tax on imports. Most of this conference is talking about just how tough it will be on both countries if the U.S. pulls out of NAFTA. The keynote speaker for the conference, Mexican Senator Armando Rios Peters, has introduced a bill that would shift Mexico's purchase of corn away from the U.S. It's one of the first signs of saber-rattling as the Trump administration looks at reworking this 22-year-old agreement. He says it may be time for Mexico to walk away.
If the one who started it is the new president of U.S., then he must deal with his decisions and with his actions. We have a good thing regarding NAFTA. I think we should continue. But if that's the position of the American president, I think it's very bad for us to fulfill his self-made prophecies.
Peter says while there's still a significant amount of division in the U.S., one thing Donald Trump has done, at least in Mexico, is unite the parties, and his bill is beginning to move through the legislature. So not even the senator was prepared to walk away from NAFTA just yet. Most of the people here are taking kind of a wait-and-see attitude, hoping they can convince the Trump administration to mend NAFTA, but not end it. Reporting from UC San Diego, Steve Walsh, KPBS News.
Thanks, Steve. San Diego Republican Congressman Darrell Issa has called for an investigation into whether Russia interfered in the 2016 presidential election. He appeared Friday on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher.
And we need to investigate their activities, and we need to do it because they are bad people.
Well, that's certainly not the opinion of the Trump administration. I thank you for saying it publicly. Congressman Darrell Issa, give him credit for that answer.
Today, Issa released a statement reiterating his call for an independent review, saying for the Trump administration to be successful, it needs to start embracing high standards for openness and transparency. The San Diego City Council continues to review the findings of a racial profiling study. Today, the police department addressed concerns. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen has more.
Well, researchers from San Diego State University analyzed traffic stop data from 2014 and 2015. They found some evidence of disparities between how officers treated white civilians versus blacks or Latinos. Police Chief Shelley Zimmerman gave the council a lengthy presentation on everything her department is doing to train officers on how to avoid racial bias.
We all agree that racial profiling, or the stopping of a person solely because of the color of their skin, is wrong, and we do not teach nor tolerate racial profiling. Such actions by a police department degrade a department's credibility and erode public trust.
Well, this was the first time some of the new council members heard the results of this study. It found that blacks and Latinos were more likely to be stopped in 2014, but not in 2015. Blacks and Hispanics were also more likely to be searched, but whites were more likely to be found with contraband. One problem was that some of the data on whom the police were stopping was incomplete. The council's Public Safety Committee is expected to tackle any future policy changes that could arise from this report. They'll also be monitoring how the police department implements a new state law that's intended to collect more data on interactions between the police and communities of color. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
the 2015-2016 school year, the San Diego County Office of Education reported more than 21,000 homeless students in the region's public schools. Reporter Megan Wood with our media partner iNewsSource explains why experts say those numbers may be inflated.
Data shows the number of homeless students in San Diego County has grown 36% over the past 7 years. But the plain truth is, no one knows the real count. That's because not all children counted as homeless are living on the streets, in cars, or in other vulnerable places. Under the McKinney-Vento Act, districts are required to report how many enrolled students live unsheltered, in transitional housing or shelters, in motels or hotels, and most frequently doubled up with multiple families in a single family home. I spoke with Susie Terry, who's a project specialist for foster youth at the San Diego County Office of Education. She said the process of identifying homeless students isn't standard district to district, and the real wild card is tallying numbers of homeless students is the doubled up category, which can fluctuate.
Some people live with other families by choice or because it's part of their culture for generations, multi-generations to live together. That's not the same as homeless.
But Terry said it's a subjective decision, and it turns out some districts will count these students as homeless anyways. And that's important because the amount of federal funding a district can apply for under the McKinney-Vento Act depends on this number. One example of this is the South Bay Union School District, which identified about 1,500 homeless students in 2016. Its director of student support told me that the number is much higher than it should be. She said it's a challenge to differentiate between those living doubled up based on need versus those doing it by choice. So we asked Susie Terry, why isn't there a mandated way to count these students?
That's a local decision, really, because the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act is a piece of federal legislation. It would be hard to dictate that to every school district in the country, exactly how they're going to get at that piece of information. So each district, I think, tries to do it in the way that works best for their procedures in their community.
For KPBS media partner iNewsSource, I'm Megan Wood.
A team of San Diego scientists was not expecting to find a precious jade pendant fit for a Mayan king in southern Belize. They say their discovery may provide a snapshot of civilization beset by climate change. KPBS science reporter David Wagner has more.
He was bound into holy kingship.
This is a replica of the jade pendant recently unearthed in Nimli Punit.
Tanahau 8 Yashkin.
UC San Diego anthropology professor Jeffrey Braswell says centuries ago, this site was more like a small Midwestern city than a metropolis like New York.
It was very unexpected to find this there.
The pendant would have been worn by a Maya king during rituals meant to bring about rain.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Braswell says it was probably buried during a turbulent time of unpredictable weather.
And what's fascinating is at about AD 800, around the time the Maya started to collapse, this piece was put into a tomb and buried as part of a large offering, we think, to the wind god who brought the rains.
The pendant's lengthy inscription tells the backstory of a specific Maya king.
Here's his name, Hanab ol Kinich.
But Braswell says the burial of the pendant also tells a story about a civilization dealing with a changing climate. David Wagner, KPBS News.
Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour. Our Politics Monday team breaks down the latest from the Trump White House and a new leader for the Democrats. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
Jazz venues in San Diego range from the Jacobs Music Center, home of the San Diego Symphony, to academic settings and bars, and wandering clubs always in search of a home. KPBS editor Tom Fudge says they represent a network of players and promoters, creating a brimming San Diego scene.
Joshua White sits at a grand piano in a large room that's enclosed by walls full of books. The room is a library, but it's also a jazz club.
In San Diego, one of my favorite music venues is where we're currently, speaking at the Athenaeum Music and Arts Library. One, because I love this beautiful Steinway piano, and two, the room has a certain, intimate quality as well as a resonance, sonically.
He says when San Diego loses a performing venue, which he's seen a few times, the jazz community has lost one of its moorings.
They just help perpetuate a sense of continuity or consistency that helps, the community at large survive through, ups and downs.
And those moorings are not just buildings. They are people who bridge the gap between jazz and major institutions in San Diego.
Whether it's Gilbert Castellanos and the San Diego Symphony, or Gilbert Castellanos and the San Diego Museum of Art through Panama 66 and his jam sessions on Wednesday evenings.
It's Wednesday evening, and Gilbert Castellanos is blowing his horn at Panama 66, which is an open-sky courtyard next to the San Diego Museum of Art in Balboa Park. He says Panama 66 has that connection between audience and band that a jazz club needs.
That connection and that feeling, that vibe, that church vibe. Because every time I play, I'm on the altar of joy, and that's the stage.
On that stage Wednesday night was drummer Johnny Steele. He's a tall kid, only 16, and he's a student of Castellanos.
I really like playing in this open environment. It's very relaxed, and you're getting to play in front of and with some of the best musicians in San Diego, some of my favorite musicians who also just happen to live here. It's an awesome experience.
In San Diego, the jazz scene relies on a scattering of venues. They include the Plaza Bar at the Westgate Hotel and Bread and Salt in Barrio Logan, which is operated by the Athenaeum. And there's another club that has been a pillar of the local scene, Dizzy's, founded 17 years ago by Chuck Perrin.
I think at Dizzy's I probably over the 17 years done close to a little over 3,000 shows.
Those shows included pianist Mose Allison, singer and Grammy winner Gregory Porter, and drummer Joe Morello. Unlike Panama 66, Dizzy's doesn't serve drinks.
When you come to a show at Dizzy's, there's no talking or kibitzing or anything. It's just about listening to the music.
But Dizzy's journey of 17 years hasn't been just a musical one. It's been forced to move from place to place. It started at a brick warehouse building downtown. Then it moved to a place across from the convention center. Its strangest location was a former car dealership on Mission Bay that rented jet skis and U-Haul vans. Now Dizzy's is on Morena Boulevard in a performing hall owned by the Musicians Union. How long will Dizzy's be here?
I hope I can stay here forever.
San Diego has been home to a long list of jazz luminaries, which include legendary sax players James Moody and Daniel Jackson, both recently died, and the still active Charles McPherson. Gilbert Castellanos, who warms up his trumpet in his Normal Heights home, is still drafting his San Diego legend, and he's more than just an artist. He teaches youngsters at San Diego's International Academy of Jazz, and he's an accomplished promoter. He curates Jazz at the Jacobs, a series that brings international talent to the Jacobs Music Center. So, what is his take on a good jazz venue?
I think a room where people are really listening to what is happening, where it's an interaction not only with the musicians on the stage, but an interaction with the audience. To me, that's extremely important because I personally feed off the energy.
You find those rooms in lots of different places in San Diego. Tom Fudge, KPBS News.
For some students in City Heights, a walk to school includes a hike through a canyon. Now, after 5 years of planning, San Diego's Canyonlands is building a new network of trails. KPBS City Heights reporter Taryn Minto joined the nonprofit's Linda Pennington for a tour of what's to come.
We're standing on the edge of Swan Canyon. Now, this gets really treacherous right here. So you'll see a trail that is heavily used by the parents and the kids to get to Hamilton from this side of the canyon to that side of the canyon. It's very steep and treacherous, and we want to make it safe for them. Linda Pennington. I work for San Diego Canyonlands as their City Heights community organizer. We actually have an urban greening grant, a state urban greening grant from 2012, and the funding is being used to build 7 trails in the City Heights canyons. I think this is the steepest trail that we're going to be working on. This is part of the 4.5-mile loop in the 4 City Heights canyons with just a couple of connectors on the streets, and you can do a 4.5-mile loop. It's just unbelievable how many kids use this trail rather than going around. And it will also help the neighborhood get down to the canyon and utilize it for nature walks or hikes. So California scrub oak along here, lemonade berry, wild cucumber. So it's a very good thing for City Heights. We've pulled out water heaters, hide-a-bed couches, mattresses. It was a long process. I mean, from 2012 till now. We're very excited that we finally got it, and we're doing it. We made it. It looks so easy. There's the school.
You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. And now we leave you with more music from the Young Lions. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.